Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So 49-year-old Texas resident Treniss Evans III wanted to be a Proud Boy. On December 12th of 2020, he emailed the Texas chapter of the Proud Bigots, and he wrote, quote, "I want in, and I am in Washington, D.C., staying at the Marriott at Freedom Plaza." Then he emailed another person who was involved in the group, and he said, quote, "I want in. How do we fight the commies and liberals?" So Evans sent these messages while he was in D.C. for that ridiculous million MAGA march, which was nowhere near 1 million people. But you might remember during this event, the Proud Bigots got into a bunch of different violent fights with counter-protesters. Some of the Proud Boys ended up on the wrong side of a knife. And then, of course, they cried foul and tried to pretend like they were the victims in all of it when they actually started everything. But anyway, the following day, Evans sent a follow-up email, and he boasted that he had been with the Proud Boys the night before and, quote, "I got me some." Chicago PB, Paul, and another PB were in the thick of it with me twice. I drove from Texas to help. I am now driving to Georgia to get with the PB chapter there and support. Guess he wasn't working. So Evans also messaged someone in the Proud Bigots, and he offered to, quote, "outfit one of your righteous men who need gear." So on January 6th, Evans was seen illegally entering the Capitol through a broken window, and he was using a megaphone to yell to everyone outside. He yelled, quote, "bring 'em in." And so then Evans headed down a hallway. He headed towards the Capitol crypt, and he continued to yell through the megaphone. He screamed, quote, "we want justice." And then he actually yelled, "back the blue." And he led the rest of the mob in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance and singing the Star-Spangled Banner. You cannot make this shit up. So Evans was recording, he was recording his crimes, everybody else's crimes, and he was heard in his own video telling people not to break things or damage anything. Too late. And this guy really should be a stand-up comedian, because he also told the mob, who had just violently busted into the Capitol, by the way, quote, "we are in a peaceful protest. We are executing our constitutional duty when we have been cheated from a stolen election." Then Evans moved on to Nancy Pelosi's office. He was recording another video in there, and he was heard saying, quote, "hey, how many of you have been in Nancy Pelosi's office before? I like it. I think I want to hang out." Then Evans was seen on video taking a drink of someone else's Jack Daniels. Then he had another person record him while he took a shot of Fireball. And Evans exited the Capitol after about 16 minutes, but he stayed on the Capitol grounds, and he used his megaphone to share Trump's tweet about Mike Pence not having the, quote, "courage to do what should have been done." So following the Capitol attack, Evans repeatedly posted on Getter, and he minimized his crimes and everything else that took place that day. He also blamed the police, and he claimed that they didn't try to stop anyone from entering the building. I mean, sure, yeah. I can see how verbal commands to leave, barricades, tear gas, rubber bullets, locked doors, that can all be perceived as an invitation to enter. So anyway, Evans grifted for donations so he could, quote, "continue to speak publicly." And in a December 2021 post that sounded like it was written by someone who doesn't speak English, Evans wrote in part, quote, "fraud Biden's days are numbered in 2022. Days later, he posted an image of a nuclear mushroom cloud, and it was captioned, quote, "2022, we the people, taking America back come hell or high water." How'd that work out for you? So Evans kept posting. He posted this little gem warning the deep state that U.S. veterans were going to, quote, "stack bodies and save children." So Evans was arrested on March 4th of 2021, and he was charged with obstructing an official proceeding, entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and parading or demonstrating in the Capitol. In March of 2022, Evans pleaded guilty to the misdemeanor charge of entering a restricted building or grounds. So maybe that's what he meant about 2022. But the very same day, he posted online and he said that U.S. citizens are a victim of lawfare and tyranny. And then a few days after that, Evans wrote, quote, "The commies should have never been allowed into the White House and should have been dealt with as the treasonous coup they are for stealing your elections. Nothing they have done is either legitimate or constitutional." So Evans faced up to 1 year in prison, 1 year of probation, and $100,000 in fines. However, the prosecutor requested only 60 days in prison, 1 year of probation, 60 hours of community service, and $500 in restitution. U.S. District Judge Dabney Friedrich presided over Evans' case, and she is unfortunately a Trump appointee who's handed out a lot of weak sentences, this one included. The judge sentenced Evans to only 20 days in prison, to be served intermittently, by the way, 3 years of probation, a $5,000 fine, and $500 in restitution. And I don't know the disposition of this other case, but as of February of this year, 2024, Evans is suing his attorney, it's a man named William Shipley, for emotional distress. Who knows? I always say, perpetual victims. That's what these people are. So I will let you know if I hear more on that. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.